Hello. So I don't have everything well scripted out, but I do have some notes that I want to share with people because I have recently come out about being bipolar. And it's something that is encouraged in my life to try to handle and to cope with things that come about. But I would like to go over some things, some positive things about being bipolar and having bipolar disorder. And maybe some people out there who don't even have bipolar can relate to me. So this is for you guys, and this is for me as well. So some people with bipolar can have really healthy, normal relationships. And when I say that, it's because, if someone recognizes that they have an issue, they can slowly, and not all the time slowly, sometimes they don't know how to cope with that, but a lot of people who can have I'm talking about normal relationships, they can slowly decipher problems and issues quicker and easier. We feel euphoric, as in butterflies, throughout and towards everything in life. So say it's something as simple as going out to eat, we'll express our happiness or our happy feelings through our experience. And so one of that being like, the food was great, and now we get to go home, or we get to go to a movie after, and we get to relax, we just had a good meal, didn't we? Or something like that, in however way people express their happy side of things. So euphoric is a huge emotion that people can get, and that can be a positive thing because it's a feeling of butterflies. I have more mania, so I'm more social, extroverted, and really into the person that I'm with, or with my family members. I'm more social, I'm really interactive. But, I just recognize something bad when I do have those feelings is, sometimes you've got to learn to give people space. And, so my suggestion is to create a nice, calm space for yourself where you're able to be by yourself without anyone in your space, without needing anyone in your space. So, like for instance, there's just a van that just sits in my sister's driveway, and I just, I did everything that I could to create this space. I call it my Zen zone or my or my dojo. But I know that whenever my feelings get intense, and whenever I know that I need to separate myself from other people, and I don't know how to, I'll just go somewhere where I want to go without anyone being there. And I know that giving space to other people is really important if you want to function properly with people being in your life. And here are some negative things, because bipolarism is not a positive diagnosis. It's a chemical imbalance. So mania produces fake emotions for the people that are diagnosed with it. And so what that can mean is, like, for instance, the mailman walked up today, but since he had a bad day in his own life, that means he was coming to my doorstep not wanting to deliver my package. Or, that's just an example. But, like, it can be something as simple as that, and then you get set off. And then, or, it could be huge things, like, because life is huge. And say that, something huge happens in everyone's life, and then sometimes you take it to an extreme, huge, whatever level. Bipolar is extremely awful, painful, and hellish of a pain. It is awful, especially when you don't come to terms with it, though. But like some people, for instance, before my relationship right now, I was single for a good 2 years and everyone goes through this while they know that they're diagnosed, maybe not accepting that they're diagnosed, but when they know that they're diagnosed, we at least have a couple thoughts of, well, I can't be with anyone because I'm mentally ill, or I will never be able to find the right partner because I can't even find myself, or something like that. Those are some examples that I have. Another negative thing is, well, you lose your identity a lot. You keep up people that are working on themselves and people that recognize that, if I do this today, that's a trigger. If I drink alcohol today, well then, I know that my medications are gonna correlate, that they're not gonna mix well with each other, with my bipolar disorder and smoking a massive amount of weed or drinking a massive amount of liquor. Some people don't realize that. They just oh, well, it's time to have fun. But some people do realize that their medications can mix together and cause you to not act the way you would if you were sober. So you lose your identity a lot, and you can be keeping up your good image, but then all of a sudden you feel down for 2 days straight, and then people are like, whoa, what happened to her? What happened to her? She was this one moment, and now she's this another. So another thing I'd like to say is, well, we get brain damage. And because, while we're dealing with these emotions, it physically hurts. You just, sometimes you go like this, you're just like, oh my God, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And while you're trying to express your thoughts, your brain is actually it's damaged, and it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. And then something that I thought that was really unique that I heard someone else say on a YouTube channel was, we are really empathetic. And so what that is we feel other people's emotions, especially when they're saying a story oh my gosh, the other day I threw the football and across a 9-yard tennis court with a hockey stick. Just kidding. I don't speak too much sports, but and then you'll be like, oh, did you really? That is so cool. You must have felt really great when he was able to catch that football. Bad example. I'm not good with sports, but we feel other people's emotions and experiences. I just gave you an example. When someone's talking about what they did, we're just like, are you serious? It doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes we just talk, we just let people talk so that we can listen. But there are times where we actually feel what they're talking about. So sometimes when we're expressing our emotions, we tend to have the other person. Hold on one second. I'm getting a little lost. Okay, so we tend to, when we're expressing our emotions to other people can tend to get wrapped up into that. But I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that as well. It's that a lot of people can relate to that. Say that you're having a bad day, you come home, and then your girlfriend was planning on going out with you, but you're having a bad day, so you kind of just ruined her day too. Or it can be vice versa. You know, your girlfriend went out to work, and she comes home, and then, because she stubbed her toe, and people took it the wrong way or something like that, she comes home with a bad attitude or a bad mood, just in a bad mood. And, your boyfriend was planning on watching a movie with you, so you're just like, I don't want to watch a movie. And I just want to be by myself. Well, then you're hurting someone else in the process. So people in general need to learn to push their feelings aside in order to function properly in a society or with other people. But something that does suck a lot about bipolar is, I'm about to wrap it up, but something that really does suck about people with bipolar disorder is sometimes we feel like we can't express our emotions, or that it's not okay, or it's not the appropriate time to express our feelings and emotions, because even if we are angry, if we have a good reason to be angry, well, it can just be blamed on our bipolar disorder, and that's not always okay. But as long as we know that, as long as we can decipher what's good from bad, then I'm sure we can all be fine, and we can all get through things in our own way of expression, appropriately expressing ourselves.